Kevin Durant has proven this year that he is still a force to be reckoned with on the basketball court. He has been sensational in his return for the Brooklyn Nets after missing all of last season with an Achilles injury, and he's in line to challenge for his second MVP award early in the season. Durant, though, is a mysterious fellow who has shied away from the spotlight and has tried to keep as much privacy as he can throughout his career. So what don't we know about KD's childhood and basketball career thus far? Here are 10 facts you may not have known about the Slim Reaper. Durant has famously been wearing the number 35 since his 1 year at the University of Texas, and then he carried it into the NBA for Seattle, Oklahoma City, and Golden State. It is an unorthodox number choice, but one that meant a lot to Durant and the basketball community that raised him. He chose the number to honor Charles Craig, or Big Chucky as Durant refers to him. Big Chucky died in 2005 of multiple gunshot wounds at the age of 35. Craig was Durant's first coach, having met the future superstar at the age of 8. Craig was a father figure to Durant, and his death before Durant hit it big at Texas or the NBA resonated with the young Durant early in his NBA career. "I just want as many people as I can to know why I wear it and the significance of the number," Durant told the Oklahoma in 2010. "That's my goal, is to get him out there and keep his name alive." This season, Durant switched to the number 7, an homage to his favorite players who changed their jersey numbers in the middle of their careers. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and even Carmelo Anthony are associated with multiple numbers, and Durant wanted to join that legacy. In an Instagram post announcing the move, Durant wrote a heartfelt goodbye for the number he made famous for a season at Texas and now hangs in the rafter in Austin that then carried him into the NBA. 35 took my family and me from Seat Pleasant, Maryland, and showed us the world. 35 allowed me to meet people that I never would have had the chance to meet, experience things I never would have had the chance to experience, and achieve things that I never would have been able to achieve. 35 allowed me to go to the University of Texas to play basketball. 35 allowed me to achieve my dream of playing in the NBA in Seattle. 35 allowed me to play basketball in Oklahoma City and form bonds and friendships that will last a lifetime. Lastly, 35 allowed me to go to the Bay Area and win 2 championships and form brotherhoods that no time or distance will ever break. 35 was chosen in honor of someone very near and dear to me. I will always honor him and honor the number 35. While many kids grew up dreaming of being a professional basketball player, Durant had another career in mind if the professional athlete route didn't work out. Durant's dream job as a kid was to be a meteorologist, and that passion for weather inspired the KD4 Weatherman line of his shoes in 2011. The shoes had a Doppler radar theme across the entire shoe, with the colors matching the greens, reds, and yellows you'd see while watching the weather report on your local news station. The shoes themselves caught the attention of many in the weather community, and the Weather Channel even did an entire segment on the shoe's release. In an interview with Nike ahead of the shoe dropping in stores, Durant said, "I always wanted to be a weatherman growing up. I like natural disasters, so I've made a really nice shoe." 4 years later in 2015, Durant updated the weather pattern in the KD7s with the different Doppler effects that focused more on the greens than any other color in the weather map. Growing up in the Washington, D.C. metro area, Durant played at 3 different schools in his 4 years of high school. Along the way, he was teammates with several notable future NBA players and many others that played Division I basketball. 7 of his teammates on the Montrose Christian team from his senior year went on to play Division I basketball. The most familiar name is former Maryland star Gravis Vasquez, who went on to play a few seasons in the NBA. Adrian Bowie was also on that team, and he had a short stint in the NBA as well, while spending most of his American professional career in the D-League. On the AAU level, Durant was teammates with former Nuggets point guard and North Carolina legend Ty Lawson, as well as Michael Beasley, who was the number 2 overall pick in 2008, the year after Durant went number 2 overall. It was Durant, though, who led Montrose Christian to a win over Beasley and Oak Hill in 2006 that ended Oak Hill's 56-game winning streak in a game that was widely held as one of the greatest games in the history of Washington, D.C. high school sports. That contest featured a combined 18 Division I players and 5 NBA first-round picks. The Players Tribune and the NFL invited Durant to be a credentialed photographer for Super Bowl 50 between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. The opportunity was a perfect storm for Durant, who was in his final season with the Thunder at that time. Not only would Oklahoma City be in the Bay Area on Super Bowl Sunday, but the team was off that day after playing the Warriors the previous evening. In the column he wrote for the Players Tribune about his experience, Durant admitted he almost missed out on the opportunity because he nearly forgot his camera before leaving his house to head to the airport. He said he spent a few minutes searching around his house because because he felt like he had forgotten something before spotting his camera bag on his dresser. Durant wrote that he learned quite a bit about being a sports photographer through the experience and came away with a new appreciation for the job. Also, he didn't fit into the official vest provided by the NFL, so it made it harder for him to do his job properly. Not only has Durant showcased an affinity for American football, he also bought a stake in an American football team. In June 2020, Durant purchased a 5% stake in Philadelphia Union of Major League Soccer, which included an option for another 5% stake at a later date. Durant became the club's first black investor after talks in 2019 with his hometown franchise, DC United, broke down in the early stage. He said what attracted him to the sale was the effort the union was going to put into the predominantly black community around the team's offices in Chester, Pennsylvania. Through a cooperation between the union and Durant's company, 35 Ventures, the MLS club has committed to 3 main focuses of helping the community. The first is working with the youth in the community to deal with racial and social injustices in the area with various programming and other resources. The club also helped fund needs related to the COVID-19 pandemic at local food banks and small businesses that needed financial assistance. Then there is the youth sports programs and further developing Chester and the surrounding region. They broke down everything from what they wanted to do in the community, to the campus that they wanted to build in Chester, how they want to impact the youth leagues even more, and putting it all back in a community that is predominantly black. Durant told ESPN after the sale was announced. It just made sense. Durant was the star of a Space Jam knockoff called Thunderstruck in 2012, in which he switches bodies and skills with an 8th grader in Oklahoma. He said the hardest part of the filming process wasn't the acting itself, but actually having to play basketball poorly. It was a struggle for the sharpshooter to purposefully miss the shots required, and oftentimes Durant would accidentally make a shot after missing 2 or 3 in a row. The superstar actually declined the movie when he was first approached by the producers, and it took some persuasion for him to sign on to the film. The movie also features Jim Belushi as the coach of the middle school team, and Candace Parker makes an appearance as herself, as well as several other Thunder players, notably James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Durant said he appreciated the chance to appear in the movie after the fact. I want people to see a different side of me other than just playing basketball, so I changed my mind, and I'm glad I did, Durant said ahead of the movie's release. Speaking of movies, the story of Durant's mother, Wanda, was made into a Lifetime movie in 2016 that was produced by Queen Latifah. The movie, titled The Real MVP, The Wanda Durant Story, chronicles Wanda's sacrifices and struggles as she tried to raise Kevin and his brother Tony while working as a postal worker. Wanda became famous when Durant dedicated his MVP award to his mother in a tear-inducing speech in 2014 while accepting the award. Tony, Durant's older brother by 3 years, is the far more public sibling in Durant's life, but the star actually has 2 younger siblings, brother Rayvon and sister Brianna, about whom not much is known. Tony played at the Butler Community College for 2 years and then played his final 2 years of eligibility at Towson from 2007 to 2009. The eldest sibling is now in real estate and maintains a close bond with Kevin. Sticking to the topic of Durant's family, his relationship with his father, Wayne Pratt, is an interesting one. Wayne left the family when Kevin was a year old and was really out of Durant's life for more than a decade. At that point, Pratt regained his son's trust and he became one of Durant's biggest fans. He used to call Durant Green Room during his sophomore and junior years of high school once he recognized the potential his son had to play at the next level. Wayne is still one of Durant's most vocal supporters, but that relationship has been kept more private than Durant's bond with his mother. Behind the scenes, Pratt is an important influencer in Durant's life and career. When Durant decided to leave Oklahoma City and sign with the Warriors, it was his father who was helping him make the decision, telling his son, "For once in your life, be selfish and think about yourself." It was Wayne who was at almost all of Durant's meetings with teams, and he again was at Durant's introductory press conference with the Warriors, even taking a picture before ceding the stage to his son. Wayne has many regrets about those first 10 years when he abandoned his family. In a 2018 letter to Durant published by The Undefeated on Father's Day, Pratt wrote, "I regret missing out on your first day of school, your first haircut, holidays, and the first day you picked up a basketball. But I thank God daily for creating the opportunity for us to reconnect. I'm so thankful for you opening your heart at such a tender time. Every parent-child relationship has its ups and downs, and we are no exception. I feel fortunate that we have learned how to successfully navigate life's mistakes. Thank you for forgiving me and allowing us to have the great relationship we have today." Durant actually came close to settling down in 2013 when he was engaged to Monica Wright, who played in the WNBA and has known Durant since high school. However, the couple separated in 2015, and in an interview with GQ, Durant explained what went wrong. "We was just hanging out, chilling, and I felt the energy. I felt I need to propose to her right now. And I just did it. I was like, we're engaged right now? We're about to get married?" So I was just like, cool, I love this girl, but I didn't love her the right way. Wright said her Christian faith made it feel like the two were headed down different paths in life, and that the split was the best for both of them. Was there anything in this video that surprised you about Kevin Durant? Did you already know all these inside facts about the 2013-14 MVP? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.